Save Victor Royal. How's everybody doing today? Amazing, I hope. It is another video from your older than average YouTuber here on the YouTubes. Today is going to be not too long of a video, but it's going to be a video showing how I store all my makeup. I did have this request in the past and I thought, well, maybe it's not that interesting because it's mostly in a vanity, but then I thought, you know what, I do have now a display bookshelf and some other things where I can showcase some of my makeup, and I thought, you know what, now's the time, let's do it. Let's see how I store, how I lay out my makeup, how my day-to-day stuff is, etc, etc. So if that's what you're into, you're in the right place, and you know what you need to do, you need to keep on watching. So with storing my makeup, this is the first area that I have. So this is kind of like a bookshelf because I ended up buying a new bookshelf, and then I thought, what am I going to do with the old one? And I thought that would be perfect for displaying makeup. So on the bottom, I have some of my collector stuff from Unearthly Cosmetics. So you can see in the bottom, I have like the Halloween box, I have the Valentine's box, one of the summer boxes, the grunge box, and then I have a few other collectible things, some stuff about vintage hair. I have right down here, this is the collection from Melt for Christmas. Then the second shelf, I have like, again, like a little display, but then I have some of my current favorite brands. So I have like Gourmand Girls over there. There's some Kaleidos, Artitude, Cosmic Brushes, a Whack of St. Angel Sinners, some things that I haven't had a chance to really play with. So like these Believe Beauty palettes, lashes. And then on the top row, I have some of the more bigger things that are hard to store. So there's like my P. Louise palettes. I've got 3 of the big ones. And of course, this one little one here with the compass on it is a little bit hard to pack. Storybook Cosmetics, Kimchi, just some other bigger palettes. Then I got some of my favorite lipsticks in this container. There's all my Propa Beauty. And then I like to store brushes and lady heads. So this is kind of like a little catch-all. And then over here, I have a hat storage, but it fit kind of nicely there. And then I was able to put so far that's my Glamlite, my full Glamlite collection is in this Friday the 13th bag. And then I just kept the Ghostface box. So it has the Ghostface Killer, it has the 2 palettes from the Freddy Krueger, and then I got the Friday the 13th bag, and it will hopefully fit my one little Garfield highlighter blush palette eventually. And yeah, so, and then next my storage is, I thought what we can do is we can look at the storage that is on top first and then work on to what's in the drawers. Okay, so on the top, as you can see here, I've got my brushes, or some of my brushes, some perfume, and then down here is just a lippy that I've been liking using. This is just a mix of all different brushes from all different brands, and then because I like to store them in vintage lady heads, I will have some that are themed. This one has ones from Sugar Drizzle Polish, and from, is it Colored Rain? And then on this side, I've got some other brushes again, and then they're in lady heads. I do have some lipsticks as well. And then I've been keeping some minis in this hair kind of dispenser. And then before I go on to the main part with actually makeup, here's where I store a good chunk of my lipsticks. I have various vintage holders that I store them in. And then I have one where I keep some extra stuff, and I just took the top of it, which was a lipstick thing, and then I kind of popped it there. So I do have a little bit stuff that stretches over here, where again, I've been keeping some brushes and lady heads. These are mostly the bigger brushes that I don't use as much. Here's one that has some mirrors in it. And then this little thing, it has, you know, just a few little extra things like primers and a few extra lashes and a few other bits and bobs that I don't use as often, but they're there. So Now, before we go into the drawer spaces, so here, this big jumble here is most of my day-to-day things. So for instance, this is the cup of brushes that I have been using. So they're the ones that are going to need to be washed. Here, I'm just keeping all different face primers, eye primers that I use all the time. Some glue for lashes, that sort of thing. It's like a catch-all there. And then in the back here, I've got, again, a few more jars with brushes. Then I've got right here are eyeliners. Then I have liquid eyeliners, and then I have lip pencils there. And then going to the top here, this is another catch-all. Here's all my Trixie lip glosses. Here's some more different lip glosses. Whatchamacallit, mascara, just some little bits and bobs that really don't have a home, but I've been using quite often, so it was just easy enough to leave in there. Here are like foundations and things that I've been working on. My powder, where I put excess powders that I use in between when I get near empty containers. And then down on the bottom here again is some more bits and bobs that I use all the time. So here's like my Fenty powder that I use every day. This is a brow powder that I've been trying to pan. Another powder that I'm using that I'm trying to use up as well. Here's a blush that I've been loving. My color switch, another powder that I want to try and use. So this usually just has some bits and bobs that I try to use daily or weekly. There's my sponge that I'm going, and then I have some different potted liners. So that's kind of what I have out. And then underneath, this is my project pan slash stuff that I use every day. So these are the brushes that I like to use more often. I've got mirrors, and then I've got all the different highlighters and stuff that I am panning, blushes, bronzer, anything that I've got on the go. Some things I'm project panning to get rid of, but other things are just things that I like to use or want to use up, or are go-tos when I don't know what to use. Like if I don't know what highlighters, this P. Louise one is a go-to. This is my favorite Kaleidos one. Oh, here's my cat coming through. And yeah, she likes to go under here sometimes. So yeah, they're just things that I use all the time. And there's a little towel that I use for brushes. And then let's see what I have in the drawers. So this one, let's do this first because I'm actually really proud of this. I started this the other day. I was just organizing and cleaning. The glass here gets dirty with powder and stuff. So I was kind of cleaning, and then I needed to organize. I had my ice cream box. I had a few bits and bobs that I bought for Black Friday. Yes, I know, but I didn't buy that much. But then I was thinking, I don't use my singles very often. I keep forgetting colored eye primers. And then in this drawer, I was basically having palettes that were kind of too big or didn't kind of fit with other things. And I was having singles jammed in there. And I thought, you know what, we should do a better job. And this is what I've done. So I'm really happy with this. So besides my bronzers, which I never have a lot of them, so they fit nicely in here. But then I put all my single like glittery type shadows. I keep hitting the off button where I keep all like single glitters, just some loose pigments, the different duochrome, multichromes, my what do I want to call them here? Cream eyeshadows, duochrome cream eyeshadows, just stuff that I haven't touched because it's always out of sight, out of mind. It's always jumbled in a bottom drawer. So I thought, you know what, let's do it. Let's pop it in here. Like I have this beautiful Sample Beauty one, this beautiful green shade. And again, I keep forgetting because it's just a couple were jumbled here and then the rest were in drawers. So I thought, okay, let's make it that it'll be more ease to use. And then in here, I have a whack of the different colored eye primers and liquid eyeshadows, a couple small bronzers, mixing medium. I've got my Charlotte Tilbury bronzer. So just stuff that I'm wanting to use and stuff that I keep forgetting to use. Another thing was this P. Louise Hold You Down brow pomade, which I think is drying out a little bit, but it's still working. So I thought, well, because I was gifted it from somebody who didn't like it, that he used it once and then I got it. I thought, okay, I'll use it later. but I should have used it right away, but it's still working. So I thought, okay, let's just pop it in there. And so I was really quite chuffed with that. And then I did another drawer on the other side that I'll show you after that I'm pretty happy about. So then I have 4 other drawers in my vintage vanity, which unfortunately between moving and just me being me has went from being in perfect shape to very used. So here are some of the more mid-size and smaller palettes that I keep in here. So it's mostly eyeshadow palettes that are in these drawers. Here's some bigger ones. I try to keep collection. So like here's some whole whack of Nomad. Here's some BH Cosmetics. I've got Beauty Bay back here. So I try to keep as much together in the collections as I can. And then same with this bigger one here. It's mostly big to mid-size, but I've popped in, as you can see, it needs to be organized, but I've got some stuff coming from a friend, which will probably make me rearrange again, but there's a whack of things in here. And then I have this top drawer, which I keep most of the really small things. So like all my little, because I love these little Juvia's Place ones. These little like Natasha Denona, teeny BH ones. I've got some Ace Beauté. Oh, here's another Natasha Denona. I've got some Trixie, like just most of the smaller ones and a few little things that are able to kind of like tuck in the drawer here. So yeah, so that's what we got here. And then finally, I have this little thing here that I got from IKEA. I know everybody gets those Alex drawers, but I didn't think I needed something that big. Plus I didn't have the space. So I have this little thing. So on the top here, this is where I took all those weird palettes and empty palettes, kind of like Z palette type things, where I was keeping my singles. I pop them up here instead of in that drawer with loose pigments and stuff. So then I can get to these really easily. Like this one's empty, that one's empty, but then there's some singles in here. My Sydney Grace, some Odds and Sods Lethal, just some little, oh, here's all my melt ones because they're, you know, interesting sizes and widths. So it fit nicely in there. And I would probably look in here more than again I wouldn't there, and there it, like I said, is easier to grab the singles and things. Yeah, then in this drawer, and then this is my other thing that I was happy that I did. I had just lipsticks piled in a box and then just piled loosely in here. I took my 2 Kaleidos display boxes of the lip clays, put it on the bookshelf, and then I just laid these all out. There's a couple that are double layered here, but they're ones I don't use as much. And then here I have a lot of my favorites like Lethal, Melt, Rena Beauty, my Juvia's Place Liquid Lips, and a few other favorites. My Rising Star MUA glosses. So this way I can see them a lot easier than I had it before, all doubled and tripled layered in a box and then some thrown throughout. So I was quite happy when I organized this the other day. And this has been a pretty handy little case. In here, this is all highlighters. As you can see, I have a crap ton. Do I need more highlighters? No, but I love highlighters. So if I get some more, there is still a little room, little room to grow. This one here, this one is a little bit more problematic, probably because some of the containers are all different and wonky sizes, but I do have a whack of blushes here. I definitely have been having a thing for peach and coral. I am going to do, because I got some new Prados Beauty. This is a brand that people are sleeping on, so I'm going to do a really good video on them, hopefully next week. And then this drawer here, like I said, this has a lot of space. So this one is, again, some more odds and sods, but it's mostly things that I have extras that I'm ready to use. I'm sorry for this noise, but I do have some extra lashes in the back. I've got some brush cleaner, which I'm going to start using anytime. Glue, if I decide to glue down my eyebrows. Extra powder, extra sponges, because I love Dose of Colors and Colored Rain sponges. I've got some foundations, backups. So, so I've got a backup of my Ordinary and of my ZZ that I love. I'm using my my LYS Beauty right now and my Believe Beauty, which I really love. And then I have a couple cream ones that I'm going to need to get on. And hello, Missy. You checking everything out? She's very deaf. She cannot understand a thing that I'm saying at the moment. But yeah, oops, I forgot the last drawer. Here I just again have some more lashes that I'm working on. Eye gems, I think even some more lashes, and then all my water activated liners. This says Suba, but there's Artitude, Beauty Moon, and some other ones in there. And then I'll look at the Suba palettes, extra makeup sharpeners for all my lip pencils, some extra liner brushes because I bought a whack at them at that sale last year. So that is what is in the bottom. Yeah, so there we go. That's kind of how I'm storing my makeup. And then again up here, lady heads, I've got some extra brushes up there. But yeah, I had to put on some extra lights. It is a little dim out tonight. And then just another look again at the bookshelf that had all of the big bits and some things that I need to use. I fixed up from earlier the way they were piled down there, but there we go. There is how I store my makeup. Well, there it is. That's my collection of how I store it, how it's laid out, where I grab it from daily. What do you think? Do you like the lady heads as much as I do? How do you store your makeup? Let me know down below. If you like this video, please give it a like, comment, and subscribe, and maybe even hit that notification bell. If not, that's okay. We can still be friends, and we can still see how we store our makeup together. As always, behave, make good choices, and we'll talk to you soon. Okay, bye-bye.